Every investor who puts his hard-earned money in a mutual fund is hoping his capital will not be eroded by market volatility. The ICICI Prudential Dynamic Fund has been designed to deal with this very fear of losing money in the equity markets. The fund has the flexibility to invest across large, mid and small cap stocks without any restrictions. It also has the flexibility to take cash calls as high as 35% of the portfolio, which relatively safeguards the capital from erosion during downturns. The strategy, however, can be a dampener if the market were to make a sudden turnaround and move upwards, as redeployment of cash can take time. The fund has managed to consistently beat its benchmark and its category average with a comfortable margin for over 7 years. If you invested 1,000 rupees in this fund when it launched, you would have 10,314 rupees today. So should you be adding this fund to your portfolio? Let's find out.
Thanks, Avan. Dhirendra, this fund has had a very consistent track record. It's managed to beat the benchmark and its category average across various time frames, both long-term and short-term, like Avan was telling us. Would you say the strategy has really worked for the fund, and will this strategy take the fund through the choppy market we're seeing right now?
Yes, this fund has done exceedingly well if we look at it holistically. At the same time, there has been patches. This fund by its design has been an asset allocation fund, but it has been fully invested most of the time. At Value Research, we classify it as a large and mid-cap fund, and it has done very well relative to its peers across time period. And it has been able to navigate the lean period and participate in rising market very well. And it changes its color. The portfolio complexion changes with time, and that has come in handy. But this particular style of management requires skills, requires changing track over time. And so far it has been impressive over the past 3-4 years. I think it's a very desirable fund to have.
Let's talk about the risk profile, Dhirendra. Over the last 3 years, if we take an average, over 70% of the equity allocation of this fund has been in large cap stocks. But is it going to remain that way in terms of being rated below average risk, or is this something that will fluctuate? Because investors who invest in this fund right now should keep that in mind.
Yes, this fund can actually change its color, but the way it happens is this fund can change its allocation to equity and debt. This fund management requires far greater skills. And it has done well so far. It has navigated different kind of market. If we see a very arbitrary market where things turn around radically in few days' time, as we have seen in the past, on those occasions, this fund can look quite awkward, and investors have to withstand that. But in normal conditions, I think over past 5-6 years, it has been able to navigate all such conditions very well.
Finally, Dhirendra, give us your rating on the ICICI Prudential Dynamic Fund and a forward look of how long you think it will be able to sustain this performance that we've seen over the last 7 years.
I'm quite optimistic, also based on my understanding of how intensely they pursue this strategy. I'm optimistic. I would give it a 5-star, even though it's not a 5-star fund on our risk-adjusted rating. 5
stars for the ICICI Prudential Dynamic Fund. Now, 5 stars on this show is rare. It means it is a fund that you can bank on, and it's possibly a fund you should consider when you're making your investments.